But we also want to bring attention to the fact that, in areas where you have 300 elk and 10 bulls, and the oldest bull is 3.5, you're not doing that herd justice by killing that 3.5-year-old bull and saying, like, we did it, we got the old bull. In that case, selective hunting is killing 120 cows and not touching your bulls. And so I don't think a lot of people understand that start to finish, what the difference is. I think a lot of too many people get a deer tag in Montana, and they go out and they say, I don't care about the horns. I'm just out there for meat. Well, if that's truly what you're doing, then you shouldn't be going to kill a 2-point mule deer for meat. A, you can find better tasting meat, and B, that's not doing that animal herd any justice. So I think, from young kids to people coming into it, understanding if meat is truly what you want, go contact a rancher that is overrun with cow elk. They will not only show you where they're at, they will help you get them out. They will do everything, and you'll have a full freezer. Leave the mule deer bucks alone. If deer is what you want, maybe you don't like elk, well, then go to the river bottom into one of those fields that has 200 white-tailed does and 30 little scrub bucks and kill does. And I don't think anybody really does it intentionally. I just think that we need to sort of re-educate. I was just on Ben O'Brien's podcast, and like I teach, the one thing I hear over and over is, yeah, trophy hunting or selective hunting is this thing that you become after, this evolution of a hunter. And I think it should be okay to start as a selective hunter. I teach my boys that, I don't let them go out and just take anything because they're a young hunter and they've never shot anything before. I make them understand the consequences of, like, I mean, sure, bud, you could take that antelope buck. I know it's your first tag, but let's just break him down for a minute. He's young. You can tell by looking at his nose. You can tell by looking at his body. He's just coming into it. There's not a lot of young bucks in this area. Why don't we keep hunting for something older? And then I'll just say, but if you like the looks of him, it's your tag, and they'll look at him and, no, I think I'd like to keep hunting. And so I don't think that selective hunting or trophy hunting, especially now, should just be this thing you evolve into. I think people coming in need to understand why that is so important, from taking the oldest, most mature mule deer out of a healthy area with lots of age structure, lots of available habitat, the difference in that versus, going out and shooting a 3.5-year-old raghorn bull out of a herd because he was the oldest one you could find, and the differences in that throughout that. And so selective, a big part of what I'm trying to do with this documentary is not form this argument against anti-hunting or try to, shove anything in their face. It's more trying to better define what selective hunting is on a mass scale.
With all this work you've done on this, because I think it's easy to, when you say selective hunting, I immediately in my brain go to trophy hunting, right? But I thought it was interesting, the delineation you just gave. It doesn't always mean that. It means, tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm just trying to formulate a definition based off what you just said. More of what it means is taking the correct animal that has out of the herd that has the least impact on the overall health of the herd.
Yeah, in individual areas.
Yeah. Based on where you are. In some places that might be there's 30 cows, 3 bulls, and there's a 9-year-old bull and a spike and a 3-year-old bull. You obviously want to shoot the 9-year-old bull, right? And leave that 3-year-old because he's going to be coming into his prime, probably 5 years old ish.
Yeah,
5,
typically
6.
5, 6 is when they'll.
But